Back in Week 14, the Ravens lost a blowout in their first matchup against the Texans. Can Houston sweep the series? The answer comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, we begin a triple header here on Wild Card Sunday, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Houston Texans. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden. And Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports. Strap in, the first of 3 on this Sunday. What a day we have in store. Super Wild Card Weekend on EA Sports. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose, or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Throwing is Jackson. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And the throw there going to be incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Stroud. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's Stroud. He'll drop this one down. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The Texans send the punter out, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And, you know, listen, there's two ways to get the number 7 seed. You can back into it or you can charge your way into it and seize it. But ultimately, once you're here, you can throw that out the window. You got to come to play.
Yeah, you just think of that phrase, any given Sunday or Saturday as the case may be. And even though this is a 2 versus 7 matchup, don't think for 1 second that this game's going to be a pushover. Anything can happen once the playoffs begin.
Here's Jackson.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Hopkinson in motion left.
From the gun, it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews.
And he will have a Ravens first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Again, Jackson. And that's incomplete.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the second level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
Flowers going to go in motion right.
They go play action now. Jackson under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Will Anderson.
Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll drop the throw. And he's going to go down again.
A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Mixing up the middle. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14.
A shotgun snap to Stroud.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Ravens ready to take over. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. In motion left goes a tight end. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, Jackson. Gets this to the former Texan, DeAndre Hopkins. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Jackson now. Going right back to DeAndre Hopkins. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 23. A gain there of 21 yards. Play action. Now Jackson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 23-yard run. And the Ravens will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Stroud. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Stroud looking to throw. This one left side caught by Collins. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. This goes out wide for Mixon. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Here's a 2nd and 8. Again, it's Stroud. This one complete to Christian Kirk. Stroud out of the gun here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Texans first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Stroud working out of the gun. That's complete to his rookie second-round pick. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Stroud. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Stroud completes this out wide. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. They work now on 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action. Stroud will look to throw once more. Man open left side. It's his running back with it. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
Now Stroud. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Texans are an extra point away from drawing level. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Well, now how about this return? And able to return this one all the way out to the other side of the field across the 50. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
A short throw caught by Andrews. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The drive stays alive. A third down gain of 8.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. In motion right is Hopkins. Now they'll fake the jet sweep and run up the middle with Henry. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. Jackson from the shotgun. A short throw caught by Andrews. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 2nd down and a yard. In motion goes the tight end. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll go right back to Andrews.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. After the penalty, it's Henry. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
So 4th down coming up. John Harbaugh sent on the field goal unit. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had the short touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll begin again here on 1st and 10.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Stroud to throw it.
That's complete. It's Collins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
Here's Stroud.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. A shotgun snap to Stroud.
Dancing to his left. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
A 2nd and 11 from the 19.
To throw is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
First carry now for Justice Hill. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there, and he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up.
They go play action now. Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And that'll bring up fourth down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
Here's Jordan Stout now.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Texans will take over.
Here we go.
As Stroud now to throw. He'll complete this one to Collins.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
Throwing now is Stroud.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw here on first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it second down. From the gun, a give to Mixon.
A good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Stroud looking to throw. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
Quick throw by Stroud, complete out wide.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's second down. Back to throw. Stroud. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Texans have taken the lead. Well, he didn't find the end zone a whole lot in his rookie campaign, but he's got himself a touchdown here in the playoffs.
And we know the guys on the other side of the field were hoping that he would be intimidated by playing in the postseason, but they can just let that go because he's as confident as they come. And I know that he believes that that's the first of many playoff touchdowns that he's going to have as his career progresses.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
And especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Play action. It's Jackson.
That's complete left side to Bateman.
He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Play action. Now Jackson. 20. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 13-yard line. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Hopkins, the man in motion right. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now it's Jackson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down.
Holding offense.
Would have put him in the lead, but hold that thought.
Yeah, the celebration had to stop, didn't it? Because now you're on a real uptick. You're in the lead. Instead, you're still behind. Have to find a way to regroup.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And this one is right through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. He's going to loft it, deep right sideline.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We had 2 great games yesterday, and we're just getting started here. The first of 3 more on this wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you 2 in just a moment. We just watched a very good first half out of the Ohio State man, C.J. Stroud. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a 1-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Mixon will get it to start the second half. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Stroud off the play fake. This goes, and he loses the football the second time. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Mixon with a first down carry. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Here we go.
Stroud. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Stroud working out of the gun. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Now Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
All right.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll take this down to the 33.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Stroud. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side. I
would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
They go play action with Jackson. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll bring a tight end in motion left.
from the gun. Jackson. That is incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And looky there, Charles, just acquired, already making an impact on the defensive side of the football.
Maybe not a superstar, but he does a few things well, and I think they'll emphasize that in his new role with this team.
The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Running left, it's Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Stroud to throw it. That's complete. It's Collins. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Here's Stroud. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
Very nicely done there on the reception, and what an impact this rookie made on this offense, Charles, in the regular season.
Yeah, he's a big part of why they are where they are. He stepped into an important role, embraced it, and in a lot of ways expanded it, and immediately made a connection with his quarterback.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Once again, they run with Mixon. And, oh, my goodness, he loses it again.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery.
The slot man in motion right.
He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Throwing is Jackson. And the catch made by Hopkins. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Jackson.
That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry.
And space tough to come by there, so we get maybe a yard to the 37. 2nd and 9.
Jackson. It's complete to Hopkins. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They go play action now. Jackson.
Throw right side here taken in by Bateman.
He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Throwing now is Stroud. He'll complete this one to Collins.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the 1st.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A handoff to Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
3rd down and 10. Play action. Stroud now. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Stroud will look to throw once more. He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th.
Stroud looking to throw.
And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
2nd and a couple. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Open man is Jordan, the tight end.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
The throwing again is Stroud. Throw right side, taken in by Collins.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard.
So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Jackson now. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Jackson will throw again. A short one there, caught by Likely. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now it's Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens 1st down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson. And he'll go right back to Andrews. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. To throw is Jackson. He'll get this to Flowers, left side. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 44-yard line. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. And Jackson throwing once more. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Will Anderson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually...
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The Ravens send their punter out now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Houston's offense taking over again. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Stroud. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Stroud out of the gun here. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Here's Stroud. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now here come the Ravens.
If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10.
They begin with Henry. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere. Here's 3rd and 9.
Play action. It's Jackson. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on here to punt it away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And it's nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
They try to eat some clock with Mixon.
And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on for the 5th time here today. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Ravens, they'll take over.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Now Jackson.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back.
They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Here's Jackson.
They set up the screen for Henry.
Short game, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
Here comes 2nd down at 5. Jackson.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. From the gun, a run for Hill. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Here comes 2nd down. Now Jackson.
And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Throwing, Jackson. Crossing route, he finds Likely.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
Jackson.
Able to get away.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Jackson to throw.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Here's 2nd down.
Jackson to throw.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
Now Jackson. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking like the 2x2 inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last for
a long time.
No doubt.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.